entertaining
Alright.
facts. Where the fuck is the Shrek-loving pedophile?
It's gonna be known as Lessons with Liam.
Ah, Lessons with Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't really think of anything now because now I feel like I'm on the spot. So now I can't really. You would have to catch me off guard when I just think about spitting some rhymes. Without some
spitting people's drink.
Livelihood. An English drink.
Spitting in someone's drink. Like, you just start
let me
talking
tell you
about
a fucking story now. You got me heated, boy. So I was with my boy Anthony, a good little munchkin that I liked. And let me just tell you, he was one of those kids who wore like the fucking Cookie Monster hat with like big fucking sneakers, and he was a skater, which everyone who wears those are in jail now. Let me just point that out. Any kid that wore those shoes or that hat is in jail now. And we were good lads, really fun times. And I remember his cousin came over. God, his cousin. He was maybe about, I think he was about 7. Actually, I think he was 15. And I think I was the ripe age of 9 or 10. I was in 4th grade, so I don't fucking remember. Doused me in gasoline, because I don't fucking remember. And I remember that we were at his house, and Anthony, he was a pure soul. I mean, not anymore, but he's a fucking pure soul. He was a really good kid. But his cousin, he was like if you took like any shitty 50, he was the embodiment of the Xbox community. As in, like, the embodiment of the bad side of it, like the whole community of like saying gay whenever someone shoots a bullet your direction in like in fucking like Call of Duty. It's like, you gay fag, you say that all the time. Yeah, he was the embodiment of that community. I remember, I don't know how, but like he had this taint to him. A taint. Not a taint, I mean like taint as in like just corrupted. Because anyone he came across, like Anthony, every time he hung out with Anthony just became like a sourpuss. Just, he was not nice. And I remember I was at his house, and we were all, for some reason, just fucking running at his cousin, and his cousin would throw us off of him while we still fucking try to knock him down. It was the greatest shit in the world. And then, the moment came where I was thirsty. I was pretty fucking parched. And I asked for a cup of chocolate milk. And I'm like, okay. Anthony's like, okay, I'll go get it. And he goes to get it with his cousin, which I thought was pretty fucking suspicious. I don't know if they were gonna go gangbang with the chocolate milk. I didn't really know. And they go to the kitchen, they get my chocolate milk, and they give it to me. I'm like, okay, this is fine. And they're all looking at me, like staring at me as if I fucking just like jerked off into the fucking chocolate milk. And I remember I drank it. I was like, over time, I was just kind of taking small sips of it, and eventually I'm just done with it. And the guy, the minute I take, let's call him Joshua, because Joshua sounds like a douchebag kind of name. And fucking Joshua's just like laughing at me. I'm taking my last sip. And I'm like, what's so funny? Like, what's so funny? And him and Anthony look at each other. He looks at me, and he says, I spit in your chocolate milk. And I look down at my cup with like such disgust and fright, as if like I'm like watching Holocaust survivors inside the gas chamber as I'm looking into the cup. And I look at him and I ask why, and he's like, because I thought it was funny. And I've never heard like, and it was so evil too. It was like, because I thought it was funny. Like, he looked at me and just like I don't know, when he said it, you could like see the darkness veil from his like mouth. He was like, I thought it was funny. And like, him and Anthony start laughing, and I'm sitting there like I felt so betrayed. Like, I've never felt more betrayed in my life. And like, I remember thinking back and seeing bubbles inside my chocolate milk, and I don't know what I thought they were. I thought they were just fucking bubbles. But no, that was the leftovers of fucking mucus that was parched into my and I trusted that. I fucking trusted that chocolate milk. I thought that chocolate milk is the greatest fucking shit in the world, but no. Bottom line, never trust cousins, and never trust them with chocolate milk.
And that's a Lessons with Liam.
Yeah, Lessons with Liam. I added too much. I tried to sound funny with that one. That kind of brought it down worse than what
I thought it was funny.
The pissing in the pool one is more pure. It was more pure of humor, and so it was more like more slick, more very gentle in a way. Like I didn't have to stutter, I didn't have to do anything like that. No, I just fucking blurted it out. But yeah, that's lessons with Liam. Be sure to tip your waitress, I guess.
Here's your tip.
So I just coughed up my left, like, larva.
Where are you at? Here,
Larva.
I'll give you a tip. Here you go.
Okay, wait. Speaking of larva and bumblebees, this isn't really much of a lesson with Liam, more of a just story with Liam with this one. So, I think I was in, it was very old. I think it was in 2nd grade, and our class, or I think it was just our grade, took a trip to the zoo, the Toledo Zoo, Toledo, Ohio. We took, because I lived there at the time, we took a trip to the Toledo Zoo. Fun fact, Toledo Zoo had a polar bear that was born on my birthday, and I still love polar bears to this day. And so we were there, and we were at, like, the bug part, you know, where parents drop their kids off and they are sick of them, you know, the bug area. And we're there, and the coolest fucking thing I thought this was the magnum opus of technology. There were, or architecture, I guess. There were these, you know, like, not catacombs, fucking, like honeycombs, how they're like hexagons. I think they're called hexagons. And they're like all together, mushed together. The whole wall was about like at least 30 feet tall. Probably not 30. I was 6. Everything was 30 feet tall to me. It seemed 30 feet tall, and it was just fucking honeycombs. And behind the honeycombs were like ladders and stuff like that, so you can like sit inside the honeycombs and read and shit like that. And there were like little areas where you could look at the bugs. And near the entrance of it, there was an area where you could look at the ants. And I remember seeing that, and there was a camera, like, behind there's the fucking camera, just like, no one around it. It was just a camera behind the ants, like, case, behind the ant case. And you could see it, because, like, the front of the ant case and the back of the ant case was glass. So you could see the camera clear as day. And I didn't really think much of it. I was like, that's kind of odd, but, you know, zoo people be zoo people, I guess. Like, I don't really feel like nudging my nose in the shit, so I just kind of walked away. And I didn't find out till about a week or two later that video camera was, like, recording everything. And I guess they're recording bits for, like, the Toledo Zoo, like, the new Toledo Zoo commercial. And I remember in the fucking commercial, it was like, you know, just the generic kids laughing, shit like that, looking at the animals, going, oh, that's an ostrich, like, just regular fucking zoo commercial, while a woman who sounds like she just, like, got drunk and a hangover explains what's happening. Go to Toledo Zoo, greatest place on the earth, and I'm like, no, you aren't. I bet you have fucking 2 kids, and you fucking want to fucking hang yourself. Like, that's literally what she sounded like. And at the end, there was a girl looking at the ants, and the ant was like carrying, you know, ants that can carry like fucking 3/3, not 3/3. That's a fucking hole. What the hell, 3/3? Hold like 3 times their body weight or some shit like that, and like the ant's carrying a leaf, and the girl's like up close near it, like wow, like she's lip syncing like the words wow. And lo and behold, that girl that fucking said that in the commercial was my friend Anaya, this black girl, and I don't even know if her parents even signed the permissions of her being in that goddamn commercial. They could fucking sue them if they never did. And I think to myself, so that commercial, like, oh fuck yeah, Naya's in the commercial, so what, like, so fucking cool. But then it hits me, like, the next day, that if I just sat near that fucking case for like 5 more minutes and just went wow, I could be in a fucking commercial. I think that girl is like, actually, if I think about it, I moved away from Toledo when I was in about, I moved here where I live now, which is Grove City, Ohio. I moved here when I was in 4th grade. I'm now a sophomore. And I really don't keep in touch with anyone I was in school with from kindergarten to 3rd grade, but I knew all of them from kindergarten. And I bet fucking, like, now thinking of like how we all turned out, I bet Anaya probably, like, knowing her, at least now I remember how her personality is, she's either the girl who's on Instagram duck facing and showing off her ass, and then like the caption says, look at my new notebook. and or she's the girl
Doesn't
that
have
no
a
one likes
notebook in it.
because she was like really loud. It was one of those, and that's weird to think about. But back to the task at hand. If I just stood at that fucking camera for 5 more goddamn minutes, I could be in a fucking Toledo commercial with the. I could have been in the fucking commercial with the polar bear that had my same birthday. That would be a fucking dream come true. I love that bear. That bear's name was Xavier, and I fucking love that thing. I went to go see it every time I went to that zoo. He's probably fucking dead now, actually. Now that I think of it. Now I'm sad. But yeah.
I'm gonna look up that Toledo Zoo
I fucking am
commercial
gonna look
later.
it up. Toledo Zoo polar bears, thank you goddamn much. Well, no, polar bears live up to 15 to 18 years, so he's probably still alive. Probably not the Toledo Zoo. Toledo Zoo polar bear, December 3rd, because that's my fucking birthday. Let's see what's up. Let's look at this. Toledo Zoo polar bear. The new polar bear cub breed. Oh my! 2000 public at the Toledo Zoo. Okay, 2016. I'm sorry. What do you mean 2016? There was a fucking polar bear when I was. What? 2016?
Does it have your birthday?
Public at the zoo. Hope the female cub born December 13th to 16-year-old Crystal went on public exhibit for the first time. Hope the female cub born December 3rd to 16-year-old Crystal went on public exhibit for the first. His name probably wasn't Xavier. Probably got that wrong. The cub and her mother emerged from her den in mid-March, since the two have been off public exhibit, but exploring the outdoors, including soft sand and a shallow pool in which Hope learned to swim. She is the 7th polar bear cub born at the zoo. 6 of the other cubs were born to Crystal. The cub's father, Marty. Who the fuck names a polar bear Marty? Marty sounds like a guy who's stuck at a dead-end job and is like a recovering alcoholic, but is like low-key still drinking, and like hates his children. Like doesn't show it, but he hates his life. That's what a fucking Marty is. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I swear to God, I lived in Toledo. There was a polar bear in Toledo Zoo that was born December 3rd. And I'm looking at an article that was made 2016 about a cub named Hope that was born then. Did I
Are you
fucking
sure it's
time
Toledo
travel?
Zoo?
What the hell? Am I Did I just like read the future? This is not okay. Am I having a fucking like? I'm bewildered. I swear to God, when I was younger, there was a polar bear born on my birthday at Toledo Zoo. But I'm reading an article that was made 2016 about that. About it just emerging.
How long ago did you live in Toledo?
I was only 13 2 years ago. I didn't even live in Toledo. I lived in Toledo when I was fucking 8. Did I fucking read the future? Did I have a dream or some shit? What? I'm actually completely bewildered. I'm fucking speechless. I swear to God, I put this on my goddamn life. I put it on my life that there was a polar bear when I was 8 years old that was born on my birthday. He was at the Toledo Zoo. Maybe not his name was Hope, but I know it's fucking polar bear. That's the reason why I love fucking polar bears. How the hell? I'm fucking going insane. What the fuck? Fuck you, Tunav. I'm having a fucking mental breakdown. I don't. My life is a lie. My whole love of polar bears is a lie. I've told my whole life, whenever I tell about the Toledo Zoo, whenever I tell some kind of story from Toledo Zoo, specifically that story, I always mention the polar bear was born on my birthday. I've been telling that story since I was, well, like 10. And I was 13 when the polar bear was born, apparently. Or wait a minute. How old is this fucking polar bear?
I was talking about.
They said it
looking up
wasn't
the
exhibited to
commercial.
the public until now. So maybe I'm not clinically insane. The 7th polar bear. The bears aren't exhibited to the zoo. Okay. And that's the
All right. Well,
first
that's a story with Liam, because now it's a mystery with Liam.